Previously, on the secrets of Neros, four brave souls find themselves in a struggle against the cult of Eldef, who have rapidly gained influence over the town of Kron. The party didn't engage the cult at first, and tried to stick to their own business. However, over time, they noticed that tieflings and warlocks were being executed in the streets, with alarming frequency. As more time passed, the party learned that Eldef's reach extended much farther than they initially imagined, as the Course Crusaders already seen Neros' tiefling population hunted down to near extinction. On the few occasions our heroes have interacted with Eldef's lower ranks, caustic words dripping with venom oozed from the cultists' mouths, accompanied with an eerie smile which never left their faces even when faced with the prospect of certain death. Eventually, the party confronted Velen, an Eldef cleric who the party sought justice against, although this chance at retribution vanished as quickly as it appeared, as he too slipped away. The party's only takeaway is the knowledge that the cult appears to be in the process of assembling an army of flesh golems to further enforce their malign agenda, and quite possibly the first step in their endgame. Since this encounter, the party have attempted to keep a low profile, but have seen the town of Kron become more restless and desolate, as distrust, resentment, and paranoia grow day by day. After a heartrending vision of a life unlived, Flint awakes to find that he's being branded with a demonic mark, causing a concerned Nargrax to attempt to rush to the library for answers, but stopped to meet with the Guildmaster, who finally returned. The Guildmaster imparted an ultimatum on the behalf of the town guard, to resolve a matter for them or to face arrest concerning the party's recent activities at the Spire. Our heroes went to the library, where they learned more about Neros' history and its formative conflicts, but very little regarding Flint's affliction. And thus, our story continues, as we learn the secrets of Neros.
Okay, here we are. Secrets of Neros. For some reason, something now has gone. Oh, it is because I'm using this screen. You see, this is how you can tell that I've not streamed Neros for a while, because I've forgotten how I even set up the screens for this. Okay, that should be fixed now. Okay, so hello everyone, Secrets of Neros.
What is wrong with you, bird people?
I deserve that. Anyway, Secrets of Neros. Not done it for about.
Rated PG-13. Doing things, other things.
What other things?
Without exaggeration, it's been exactly 84 years.
Mm-hmm. We just look this good just because, you know.
And I look
We're
the
awesome.
same because.
Well, we put ourselves in stasis every time we stop playing D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fresh for the next one. Yeah.
It's why I remember every single detail perfectly.
Every detail.
Yeah, because for us,
Every
it literally
detail.
was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
anyway.
we were meant to start half an hour earlier. My bad, I forgot to read the 10 o'clock thing.
Yes, you did.
Sorry,
You're not the only one.
I also did the same thing. I was still cooking at 10 o'clock.
I mean, I messaged out and Zach was just like, "Oh, the D&D today, shit." I don't think anyone could actually believe Neros was happening for a change.
Yep. Don't worry, I'm sure my internet will cock out.
Yeah, let's not tempt fate too much.
So, session 1, let's get going.
Okay, everyone roll up new characters.
We're actually looking at the world map, so someone could believe you. Sort of like, so fortunately, sort of Nargrax had an incident with some Lancashire cheese, and now half the continent is being reduced to atoms.
Now that sounds like a nice plot.
What was in that cheese?
What was not in the cheese?
What did he do to the cheese?
That you don't want to know.
Oh god, what did he do to the cheese?
I feel like we're now taking a page out of the Tuesday group.
We're taking it out to Nightbot, yeah. Taking the piss out of whatever we can.
Yeah, fair enough. But, yeah, hopefully the intro was enough to actually mind everyone of what's going on.
I remember enough of it to push us forward in the direction you were going to be going, so don't worry too much.
In a direction, that is.
In a direction.
That is good to hear.
So, some minor detail recaps. It's now the evening of the previous day that you were on. You obviously spent most of the day in the library, and you return to the guild hall, if I recall correctly. You might not have done that, but you have
I
done
think
now.
we did return to the guildhold. I think Flint was charging some weapon, the glass swords with some spells, if I remember right.
Yep.
Don't think he charged mine just yet.
Have you marked off the spell slots?
Not yet, no.
Do so now before we get started properly. You're faced with two choices. There is a bit outside of town that you can go to where there's been rumored ambushes that seem to be being done by the same people that have been known to trade in the sapphire wands. Some people who've been held up have seen them on their belts. Or, conversely, it's believed that in one of the inns in town, someone is selling them.
Oh, this is to get back in the guards' good graces, right?
Correct.
Well,
Because
more
they kind of
better
hate
way
us,
to
you know.
not to get arrested on the spot.
Yeah.
Anyone generally got any questions on things they don't quite remember before we really get started?
So, what are the Sapphire ones the name of a gang, or are you?
I know. The sapphire
ones
wands are the
that
things that
summon
summon
the
creatures.
Ah, right, yeah.
I've
So
come across them
because
before.
And the early investigation.
yeah,
with
I
the
remember.
Flint and the
Yeah, I
Hydra.
remember that.
Was that something Valen used against us, by the way? He used something to summon monsters at us.
No, the Sapphire one
No.
was the things that summoned the Hydra, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're basically looking for the source of those. So we've either got a lead where we can go out into the streets and potentially find people being held up by people using those Sapphire ones, or
Not specifically in the streets, it's outside the town.
outside the town. How far
Yes.
outside the town was that?
I'm probably going to say it'll take you about half an hour to travel to there.
Okay. Or conversely, we could go to an inn where it's rumored that they're being sold.
Correct.
Okay. So we are allowed to do that, sort of like follow up Evil Lead now, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Any other little questions of anything people can't quite remember?
What was our deadline for this?
It was tonight.
No, but the deadline to complete everything to do this quest. Do we have to solve this tonight?
Right. Not necessarily, but it's up to your judgments.
I see. Okay. I can remember if like we were given like a definitive timeline, like you need to do this, or kind of like Persona 5 style. You need to infiltrate the palace and steal this guy's treasure before the deadline, otherwise you get taken to jail. Sort of deal.
Well, it's like anything else. Where you act, there's a reaction.
Yeah, I just don't remember if we were specifically told that we needed to complete this in a specific time.
I'm going to say no. I could be wrong. I'm going to say no.
Okay, but depending on what we do, that could change. Yeah, I just can't remember we were explicitly told that. No other questions from me. How about Flint and Symeon?
Do you remember what I charged the sword with?
Did you not make a note of it on your notes?
No.
I don't.
Mine was.
It was.
Mine was lightning bolt.
Probably
Chromatic
chromatic
orb.
orb.
Yeah, lightning chromatic orb. I can't remember if I did the same type or a different.
You didn't do my sword.
I can't at the moment anyway.
What damage spells do you have? It would have been obviously one of your damage spells, so.
I would say
It
that
was
it would have
definitely
been like
chromatic
a chromatic
orb.
orb, but it depends
Definitely.
on what damage type selected.
If you're not sure, roll a dice to decide the damage type.
What am I rolling?
How many options do you have?
6.
D6 then.
The 5th one down would be acid.
That's a
I don't know. It's like a skull with crossbones over it. Under it.
Might
Could
be
be poison. Yeah, it sounds like poison.
Poison then.
Also got new music.
Yes. I set this up a bit over a month ago and I've forgotten what most of the tracks are.
Yeah, they're just like 10 labeled H or something like that.
Yes, there's a bunch of them that is just labeled as H. So it's just like, okay, what the fuck was I doing with that?
Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. You know everything at the time.
Yes. So, the evening is stretching on. You guys have spent your time in the guild hall, generally doing a few minor tasks. I believe, Zach, you were doing something with your spell, probably transcribing a spell.
Who is
And
Zach?
I think I was crafting,
Flint.
but I don't remember how many
Yes.
hours left I've got on that thing.
Did you make a note in character notes?
Let me just double check if I did, because I frankly don't remember. It was quite late. No, I did not.
I'll say
I'll just-
6 hours have passed.
I'll make a note. No, okay.
6 hours and the relevant gold cost in proportion. Work it out later if you have to.
Yeah, I'll just make a note to work out gold cost later.
I'm on then.
Yeah, because that was literally at the end of the last session. I just don't think we bothered.
Frank walks into the guild hall in his little halfling form. Walks over to you guys. Hey, it's about time you get going.
I assume, are we all in the same room at this point?
Yes, you're also in the same central area in your L-shaped table.
Okay. Ah, my beautiful L-shaped table. Okay. Nargrax will say, yes, we were about to head out actually, Frank. We were about to come and find you, as a matter of fact.
Oh, sorry, I was in my work. What are we doing?
We need to go out to clear our names with the town guard, so as you might recall, we have two leads. We either go to the site of these ambushes, or we go to this inn that was mentioned by the guildmaster. I'd probably say we go to the inn. Probably better to learn more about these ones and maybe find a prospective buyer. Going to
Sounds
the
like-
ambush site would be more direct, but would place us in unnecessary danger. What are your thoughts, Symeon?
I don't want the unnecessary danger.
I have been working on a new spell I want to try. I say like creaking my neck.
Spirit. That's the spirit, Flint. Nargrax, well, follow your lead. I don't mind a bit of a scrap.
Finion?
So maybe the stealthy
yeah.
play is what we go for.
I like the bar, maybe? Then he looks around to the rest.
You know my decision. I think we need to go to the bar. It's nearer to where we are, and frankly, the night is dragging on. We need to try and learn something quickly here.
Here you are. You going drinking?
No, Frank, it's purely business.
Yes.
Very well.
One must drink. Be
Oh,
part of the
Frank-
business.
Frank's weird eyes roll, and then he goes and grabs hold of Symeon's belt and turns into the little chest.
I'm not quite used to that.
Flint, as I recall, I handed over my old hat to you, did I not?
Oh yes, the one that lets me change form.
Yes, we
Still
may.
have a little fez on.
It is a little fez. I don't remember how you described this other hat.
Top hat.
It's a top hat, okay.
It's
I
a
thought it
fucking
was.
thing.
Yes. Actually, make a note that it's a top hat now. Okay, so in that case, Nargrax is going to say, I'd probably recommend that we make use of these disguises later. I suppose for the time being, we could just. Actually, I would probably stand out as someone memorable. One moment, I just need to use the gents. So Nargrax goes into the bathroom.
We're still in the guild hall.
What was that?
There's
Sorry?
a guy taking a leak.
There's a guy
She's selling the Gravel.
Are there any stalls?
Oh yes, of course there is.
Okay, so I think what Nargrax will do is he'll go into one of the stalls. Do they have doors?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so Nargrax will go into the stall. He will close the door, and do I hear this guy move away after about 10 to 20 seconds?
Nope.
Do they just stay there?
Yep.
Nargrax will probably.
I want to drink, okay?
Oh, okay. So I think in that case he is just going to put on the top hat, and it's he's going to kind of do what he did last time. He isn't really going to change his overall appearance, just his skin color, just so he looks like a burly human.
Okay.
So he's kind of like similarly proportioned. So he will sort of then just step out of the stall, go to wash his hands, and then he will leave.
As you step out to the stall, the guy that was there finishes up, zips up, turns to look at you and goes, he sort of leans over and looks inside the stall. Leans back. I swear you looked different a second ago.
I'm not really sure what that'd be due to. Have you been drinking by any chance, friend?
I only had
Mike,
who?
I'm pretty sure I'm the same as I was now than when I came in. Probably need to get your eyes tested.
Oh God. Oh. Right. He sort of starts to walk towards the door and stumbles a little bit, and then starts walking again. And then he leaves. He didn't wash his hands.
Bastard. Okay. With that
He opens the door with the doorknob as well.
Can Nargrax catch the door with his foot? Just so he can kind of wedge it open.
Roll your dex.
This is such a pointless dex check, but it's also quite appropriate.
Yeah, you get it, yeah.
Yeah. He's sort of like... Nargrax recoils from the contaminated doorknob and deftly catches the door with his foot just in time, and he just kind of like just pushes it open. He just shimmies around, and he kind of just comes back to meet the others, and he immediately turns to Symeon and just goes, "Symeon, it's Nargrax. Just so we avoid the conversation from last time."
I don't know what you mean.
Actually, I shouldn't really need to explain myself. It should be obvious what's different. Anyway, shall we be going?
Oh, one sec, I just put my fez on in the middle of the guild hall. Turn into like a elven, noble-looking sort of person.
And that happens. Other people kind of look up and then go back to whatever they were doing.
It's like,
I imagine it would raise much suspicion.
we're in the guild
Guild
hall.
of Adventurers, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I wanted to be polite. Anyway, let's be going to the inn.
It's like changing your clothes in public, I guess.
It is basically the and your eggs.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god, that'll
I can't remember if I mentioned the name, but I'll just say you guys know the name and you know the directions. So, as you wind your way through the streets there, you notice that a crowd has gathered on one of the... halfway down one of the streets.
Okay.
A lot of them are looking towards one of the alleys.
Wonder what that's about.
Do you guys pay any attention, or do you just simply pass?
If we
Quick note.
If we kind of like
Since
walk
these
to-
two are
Sorry.
disguised,
Mhm.
I've got my elven cloak hood up. So
Okay.
that's my disguise.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. But
Sorry, I was going to say, if we walked on the opposite side of the road from the crowd and we kind of like peered to the direction where this is, could we get a close enough look just as from a cursory glance to see what's going on?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, so we do.
I'll let
so
you have your roll perception.
what do we see?
As you're walking past, you see there's a body with a tarp over it, and a pile of crates beside it. This is where you left the body. There
I'll
are
look
guards
I'll
all
just-
over it.
So like
just
I
walk
said,
on.
like I said, we only want to make a cursory glance if we didn't stop.
Hmm.
So
And then you're moving on.
we don't break stride.
Okay then, you move on.
Yeah, that is probably going to have consequences, but yeah, it's going to be worse, I think, if we address that now. Okay. So we continue to our destination.
Yes. You make your way there. It's a quite small establishment. Let's say what name can we use? Let's call it Pig Shit.
Oh, I was going to say in the DMG, there's like a tavern roll table.
I'll have a look at that for next time. But for now, it is Pig Shit.
You know what? Actually, the actual title is scribbled out, and someone has just put picture over. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
sure, yeah.
vandalized in. There you go.
I had a bunch of other letters that were in there, but they're kind of gone now.
It's like Nargrax, I suppose, will look up and just go, wait, name, and proceeds. Assuming the others are with him, proceed inside.
Okay, inside, it seems to be a bit bigger on the inside than you actually would have expected. It goes quite deeply into the back. There's 2 floors. You can see a balcony as you enter, with some people leaning over it. A lot of people are sat around drinking generally. There's a bar in the right-hand corner as you enter. The bar is over on the left towards the back.
Right, okay. Are you asking what we want to do?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like Nargrax to look around to see if there's anybody who would particularly come across as shady. I appreciate, given the nature of the pub, that might be hard to discern, so I do expect a perception check.
Yes, make a perception check. Given
Just-
you know you're looking for something, I'll say just simply roll it normally.
Okay, cool. Let's grab that phone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. So do I see anything that stands out at a moment's notice?
Right. Towards the right-hand side, you see a guy getting pickpocketed. Towards the back right corner, you can see a group of people who are talking in whispers towards one another. And you see one person in the left-hand side near the bar who's looking around a little bit nervously.
Okay. So, a pickpocket, somebody sat off to one side and someone looks nervous.
A group of people sat off to one side.
A group of people sat off to one side. Okay, so in that case, Nargrax will say to the group, there seems to be various leads we could follow here. Symeon, do you see the people gathered off to the side over there?
I'm not looking at them. I'm trying my best not to acknowledge that you're talking to me.
I'm kind of like motioning my head slightly to.
I've ordered a drink and I'm just stood and we're like side by side. I'm not looking at him, talking kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'll separate myself from these guys and go and sit nearby these nervous people and just sort of sit by myself on a table and drink.
So then,
like Aragorn.
As Symeon breaks away, I then say to Flint, Flint, we also have a pickpocket over there. See if they may be connected in any way to what's going on here. It's doubtful, but we need all the leads we can get.
So you want me disguised as a high elf to go talk to a pickpocket?
Actually, that you raise a good point. Maybe you talk to this fellow Neros here, who looks a little bit nervous. And as Nargrax says that he's going to approach the target that he previously mentioned to Flint.
Okay. I'll say Mr. Aragorn wannabe. You find a nice little spot near that table. You sit down with a drink. Your hood's still up. You're brooding, not quite in a corner because they've got the corner. Roll a perception check. 7. You hear him murmuring, and you hear what sounds like coin, but that's about all you get from just sitting beside them without really looking at them, if you know what I mean. Now, Flint, what do you do?
What am I supposed to be doing?
The guy is looking a little bit nervous. One of the tables, he's looking around quite a bit.
Ah, my friend. You look a bit uneasy there. May I get you a drink?
I have a drink, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit busy right now.
Oh, well, a problem shared is a problem half, my friend. Maybe I can assist.
No, thank you. No. I'm good, thank you. Roll perception.
I see fuck all.
Okay then. giving you on a nat 1. Waiter bounces into you and knocks you to the side slightly.
Oof.
Where are you going?
You bumped into me fine, sir. I'd say, like, straighten up my cloak.
The fellow just kind of looks you up and down once, then moves on towards going behind the bar to get a few more drinks.
Well, I can see this establishment isn't really for me. I shall make for the exit.
Okay. So you make your way towards the exits. Nargrax, what do you do with the pickpocket?
With the pickpocket, I think Nargrax is just seeing more what he's stealing from people
Okay.
before he actually
Roll
approaches them,
a stealth check with advantage.
which is going to be a regular stealth check because I usually roll at disadvantage. Actually, I'm going to give myself. Oh, crap! I can't give myself guns because you've already asked for the check.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry.
No, it's alright.
No, I actually got it right.
Okay, that's.
Okay.
Alright.
You kind of blend in with the crowd quite a bit whilst he's looking around, you could say. You see him slide a hand slowly around the side of one person and using a little knife that he's kind of got like just between two of his fingers. He cuts a cord and pulls back a little coin purse, pulling it up his sleeve, moving it around inside. Then he starts walking around again, and he's just generally keeping an eye on wannabe victims.
So he just seems to be stealing coin purses specifically.
Correct.
Okay, just thinking. Nargrax is just thinking what to do here. I think Nargrax will probably leave him alone if he's only taking coin purses. He doesn't appear to be interacting with anyone else, right?
No.
Right, okay, I think he'll be watching his own coin purse, just in case, to be fair.
Fair
I
enough.
think what he'll probably do in that case is he will go and sit on a table near to Symeon. Not on the same table, just so we can overhear that conversation.
Okie dokie. Second. Got to just grab this little tabley thing for Flint.
Fair enough. That for dark gifts.
Yes.
I'm not sure about stealing your rolls, Zach. I might just be rolling okay for the time being.
Time being.
Well, yeah, it's always the time being
Yes.
until the next roll, isn't it?
It is the Gathered Whispers one I gave you, wasn't it? Got a fair point, I did forget to roll you for that. Nope, no breakdown table there. Okie dokie, let's just grab the book. Sorry, this is kind of a mood killer for a moment.
Is anyone else not hearing the music?
I'm hearing it. Have you... Didn't you say it was too loud at the beginning now?
Yeah, but I've turned it all right back up and I hear nothing on Roll20.
Try refreshing the page in that case. I think the music does cut out sometimes.
Oh yes, sorry, I was muted.
Okay, I've got you table.
Yep.
Okay, dokie. Roll a d6.
While we're doing this, I'd like to send
Actually,
a
no, that's the wrong one, sorry. Okay, it's a D4, sorry.
D4. Three.
Okay. Yeah, then. You suddenly start to feel really anxious in this bar. As you look around, the shadows seem to kind of draw themselves away from the corners and stretch out. And your vision starts to kind of tunnel.
Oof.
So it twists around you. Everything's starting to feel a bit more imposing around you. Every face that you look at starts to ooze with a contempt from you. The voices start to morph, and you feel yourself running from the bar before you even realize it, and you're outside the door.
What was that?
Your heart beats heavily in your chest from that as you look around and start to get your bearings in the cooling air. For a second, you see a shadow in the doorway where you just came through. That suddenly fades.
You all again.
I would like to use part of my dark gift to send a message to Nargrax.
Yep, go ahead.
It's Flint. I couldn't get anything from the guy and had to rush outside for reasons.
Nargrax.
Can I just ask, is this two-way communication, or am I just hearing Flint's voice?
I'd have to check the message cantrip. I think it might be one way, but I could be mistaken.
Message the person you talk to can message you back.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it's not in. It's not in their voice with the dark gift, though. It's like whispers, you know. Like
No,
shadowy.
You suddenly hear a young child's voice in your ear. Speak exactly what Flint just said.
Okay,
It's a young girl's voice.
Nargrax will look around for the source of the voice. And
As you look around, you feel like you saw kind of like a haze beside you where you heard it, but it's gone as soon as you see kind of like a fuzzy image. If you get what I mean.
okay, Nargrax will sort of look around, see this, and probably think, considering all that's been going on with Flint, he'll try to say something in his mind and just goes, he's trying to do this telepathically. He goes, Flint, is that you?
Yes.
Flint, when you hear it, you just hear Nargrax's voice.
Oh. Yes, I said it was me.
Nargrax, when he speaks again, you hear the child's voice.
I wasn't aware one could disguise the voice using this kind of communication. You don't sound like yourself.
I'll explain later. I had to leave the bar. I wasn't able to get any information from the nervous guy.
Fortunate. I'm here with Symeon. These are questions for another time. We need to focus on the matter at hand, but this is odd.
I'll stay outside and keep watch for anyone that may be involved with Eldeath.
I'm gonna. I have a dice set. I think proficiency in it. I don't know if I have one. I'm gonna like take a cup and my dice and just lay them out on the table in front of me and just continue drinking. See if anyone wants to come through.
Okay. As you're drinking, one of the people from behind you is going to get up and he's going to lean over the table. Ah, do you know how to play?
Got some small experience. What's it to you?
You a gambling man?
Depends what I'm gambling.
He holds up a gold piece.
I'll just snort at it and go back to my drink.
He reaches around his back, and then he pulls out a little purse and puts it on the table. It's about size of, let's say, both your fists together. When it lands on the table, you hear coins in it, and it looks full.
That's better. Chill game.
Devil's dice.
I'll motion to the chair opposite me.
Okay, he'll go around and he'll sit on the chair next to Nargrax. Kind of look you up and down. You're playing as well?
Is this talking to me, Si?
Yes.
Okay, Nargrax will sort of like look up at the guy and look over to the table, seeing the coins on it, and just says, "It looks like it could be interesting."
I'll take out some coin and put it into a bag to match that amount.
Okay, I'll say it is.
Closely match it and.
Say no, let's go higher than that. Say 63 gold.
Alright, I'll guess. I don't want to touch it because it gets angry, but I'll eyeball it and put around the same amount of gold in and put that on the table.
Is that the buy-in for everyone? 63 gold? Doom?
I gave a thumbs up, sorry, I was drinking.
Okay. Right, I'll just make a note of that. Okay, I suppose Nargrax, since he's participating, will do likewise.
Yeah. All right. You know what the rules are, don't you?
Actually, coming up for rules for this. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
Nargrax.
making this up.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry?
Okay. It's okay.
Just making it up. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know if it was an actual game, and
I
I'm
mean,
like,
to be
shit.
fair,
There will be actual games, but I'm just doing this.
Yeah, Nargrax is actually going to be honest to say, I've played a few games before, but I've never played this particular one. Care to explain the rules?
He holds up one hand. He has 66 in it. He holds up another with a cup. We each get 3 tries. Whoever gets the lowest takes the gold.
Okay.
If you get all ones, you automatically win the pot.
As we're playing this game, I just want to point out that Nargrax is going to be keeping his eye to see if that kid comes around as we're concentrating on this game. Just considering the amount of money involved. Just to make a note of that, but otherwise he doesn't say anything, he just nods in acknowledgement to the rules.
Okay then. He picks up a mug, he puts the dice in it, and then he pushes them over towards Symeon. Would you like to roll first?
Why not? There you go. I rolled. Coming to rolling game.
Yes. 66.
She's like, I rolled the dice. Didn't know.
I rolled with. I used a prop.
I'll prop you in a minute.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to actually roll that.
Oh, fuck. Nargrax wins.
No, sorry, that was my mistake.
Okay, make a note of that 19. He'll look down at your dice. Not a very good start, is it? With that, he'll pick up, throw the dice in, and then he'll roll.
Been known to have luck.
Looks on my side.
This day it seems.
And then he scoops them up and hands the cup to Nargrax.
Okay, and Nargrax will just go, well, here goes nothing.
You're rolling high, you do well. Alright. Scoops them up again. As he scoops up the dice, both of you roll perception.
Yeah, I knew it. Although it would
Nargrax, you see fuck.
Yeah, as expected.
Symeon, you
That's not
actually you notice that the table that the other person that we pointed out looked nervous. Someone's now sitting across from them, and he hands you the cup.
I'll glance at that and then I'll take the cup.
Yep. Not bad, not bad, not bad. He's going to scoop the dice back into the cup. He's going to give it a shake. He's going to roll. Damn it! Slams the table. Scoops up the dice, hands them to Nargrax. I've never seen so many threes in these before. You're not cheating, are you? Then again, you should be going for lower if you were.
I would have thought that I would be rolling low on the dice. I don't know, I just have a feeling.
He scoops up the dice.
This is getting too meta.
He hands them to Symeon. Go ahead.
See if Lady Luck is mine tonight. Seems not.
Okay. Let's see what I can get. He scoops up the dice. Both of you roll perception. Cat.
Okay, one moment. Oh, there's a cat.
Symeon saw the cat. Nargrax also saw the cat.
Not the only one with a cat cam.
So the cat gives us plus 10 to our rolls. Interesting.
Is a cat of good luck?
I guess in this case it is. So anyway, what
All
do
right.
we say?
Symeon, you've been generally glancing over towards the table every now and then, and our Nargrax has followed your gaze back to that table, and you see the fellow reach into his coat and pull out a bag full of gold, a rather sizable bag full of gold. Places it on the table and pushes it across, and the other fellow across from him posts another package across the table to him.
So we're seeing a
It's
transaction.
something wrapped in a cloth.
Okay.
A cloth, right?
Actually, can I just ask, where is Finion at the moment?
I'll say Finion's with Flint.
He's with Flint. But he left, didn't he? So do you follow him outside?
He would have followed him out, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think... have to think about this quickly. Okay, I think Nargrax will just say, how many more rounds do we have here?
And we roll good. If I roll good, then I can be taking this pot home with me. With that, he rolls. He doesn't roll good. Skips to the dice and hands them to you, Nargrax.
Okay, Nargrax falls.
Right.
If these were damage rolls, we'd be killing it.
I know, right? Nargrax kind of is looking back towards this thing every now and again, not so often that he'd catch the eye, just to keep a track of where these guys are now, he's aware of them.
Seem to be discussing something, but you can't make out any words. And now the fellow looks towards you, Symeon. So, we're tied for 17. Time for a roll-off. Half dice.
Did we really tie? Oh, it's. I thought we were
tie.
rolling like maybe add them all together.
This isn't
It's
for
just-
dramatic
okay.
effect, I'm just that
Okay,
unlucky.
He hands you 3d6 and puts them in the cup. Gives it to you. Roll them high.
It's pretty fucking
Mm.
high.
He scoops them
That's
up,
average.
shakes the dice, puts it on the table upside down. Roll them low. He lifts the cup. Fuck! Throws the cup. Ugh. Good game. Got them clear me out. With that, he gets up, he walks away.
It was a close game, friend.
Sort of as this is going on, Nargrax is going to get up from the table and just goes, well played. A bit out of pocket, but that's the nature of these things. Oh well, be seeing
Have a
you.
look next time.
With that, Nargrax will walk away. He walked towards the bar, kind of trying to get a better idea of what's going on with this conversation here. As he leaves, he'll kind of just sort of like motion his head towards the direction these guys so Symeon can see, just so he knows where he's going.
Okie dokie. I'm going to say, once you're up against a bar, roll perception. Give it advantage as well this time.
I know I could have just rolled regular, but yeah, I did it that way. Okay, 23.
Okay, dokie. You overhear the figure that the nervous person is meeting with, telling him, make sure you don't know or no one knows where this came from. Understood? This transaction is done. We never met. And with that, the figure that you've been trading with stands up and turns around and walks away, going for the main
My
door.
cat, because she's just disappeared.
Where does the nervous guy stay where he is, do?
He's still sat down, yes.
Right, okay, so in that case, when I see this guy leave, I'll wait until he's almost out of the door. Where's Symeon in relation to Nargrax at this point?
Say if you were here with Barras.
Oh, sorry, I
Sorry.
don't think we're on the same map. I've got a world map at the moment.
No, camera.
Oh, sorry, let me just go back to the cameras. Go on.
Say if my hand is where the bar was, where I'm pointing was where the guy was. Symeon is at where my forehead is, over here.
Impeccable mapping right there, sir. Okay.
Right where the light's shining on your forehead.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
I'd
that
probably
shiny spot.
Okay, I'd probably say I'd wait to be outside of that guy peripheral vision, the one who's walking away, and then I will walk over to Symeon and just whisper into his ear. I believe he just traded him something quite important. I'd recommend that you follow him with Flint. Send a Finion inside. I think he must be with Flint still.
Which one was the person that got the package? Was it
The nervous guy.
Nervous guy.
Oh, I confused it. I thought he was getting the gold, and
Yeah,
so he's left.
The person with the gold is left. Yes.
The gold is left.
Yes.
And Nargrax is just basically saying, follow the other guy.
Don't wander too far. I'll collect my gold. I'll quickly Actually, I won't hand him Nargrax back his gold. That'll look too suspicious. I'll do it later. Just collect up my things. If I make eye contact with the guy I played with, I'll just nod, and then I'll leave.
Yeah, he's still at the bar. He's drinking a drink with other people. He just nods at you. We might
Well,
check time.
No, I'll take out a gold piece and go, drink on me. I'll toss him that.
He'll catch it. He'll miss it the first time, but catch it on the rebound.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then I'll leave.
Okie dokie. Let's do Nargrax first. What are you going to do?
Okay, I think Nargrax will probably wait 2 minutes just so it doesn't look like he's swooping in immediately after this guy leaves. And sort of after, I'd say roughly 2 minutes, unless the guy moves first, of course. Does he just stay where he is in that time?
He stays where he is.
Right, okay. So, Nargrax will... In fact, did I see what... I don't suppose I saw what drink he had earlier, did I? When I
say
noticed him
no.
initially.
He had a mug. He had something in it.
Mug and
All you really
something
know.
Okay, fair enough. So Nargrax will go over to the bar, and he'll get the barkeep's attention.
Oh yes. What can I help you with?
Ah, good evening. I'd like something to drink. Something
You're gonna
to
look around at the.
something to take the edge off specifically.
Oh sure. Goes over to one of the kegs, turns a tap, fills it with some frothy fluid, and hands it to you. 3 copper.
Ah, I'd actually like another. I just lost a lot of money, you see. not too happy
He
about.
narrows his eyes, he lifts it up and takes it back with him while he gets the second one and brings them both back. 6 copper.
Ah, suppose I'm just throwing money away all over the place tonight, but I'm sure this will be worth it. And with that, Nargrax takes both cups.
Okie-dokie.
Okay.
Does he
and
pay for his drinks?
He,
That's okay
he
then.
hands over the 6 copper, I beg your pardon.
Mhm.
So with that, Nargrax will go and sit at the table with this guy. And
As you approach him, he's kind of got his hands on the mug that he had. He just seems to be deep in thought, looking into it. He doesn't really see you sit down.
okay, Nargrax will he'll sit at the side of him and he will just push the mug over to him.
As you push the mug over, he jumps to you suddenly. Goes,
Ah,
what?
apologies, friend. Don't be alarmed. You look to be rather deep in thought, and well, I just lost quite a lot of money over there playing a game of dice, and frankly, I know a man who is being bogged down by life's burdens when I see one.
Yeah, thanks. Can I help you?
Oh no, I
Mr.
just Mr. Pythagoras.
Pythagoras. I am Dylan.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Nargrax will sort of like extend his hand to shake his.
He'll shake back.
Do I notice any markings on him as I do so? Like anything that I could identify him later with, or I'm basically seeing if there's anything to do with the cult on him.
You do not see anything to do with the cult on him. He seems to be a worker of some kind. You'll guess maybe a farmhand. His hands are calloused. He's a bit dirty. His clothes are ragged.
Okay, so as Nargrax finishes the handshake, he'll kind of say, got a rather firm grip there. Are you a local farmhand or labourer?
Yeah, I work the fields. Yeah.
Factory worker.
What do you do?
I was a factory worker until recently, but as you can see, pointing to the top hat, I managed to win myself a small fortune, but unfortunately, I just lost rather a lot of it. Yeah. Easy come, easy go, as they say.
Yes, indeed.
Little high, little low.
So, how are you enjoying your evening? From the looks of it, not too well.
It's been okay. I had a lot on my mind. That's all. I'll be leaving soon.
Ah,
So,
the night is still young, and well, frankly, I have nothing else better to do with my time.
yeah. Okay then. He kind of takes the mug that you offered him, glasses up.
I can drink to that, and Nargrax sort of does the cheers, and Nargrax he won't sort of like drink to it. You could probably like purse his mouth a little bit so he's not drinking too much alcohol because he doesn't want to actually get drunk here. Because I know Nargrax is not historically good at this.
The guy swigs back his drink and he takes several very large gulps and then puts it down on the table. That's nice. And with that, we'll flip forward to Symeon. Symeon, as you go out the door, you see Flint is beside the door. At this point, he has recomposed himself. He's just kind of street watching, people watching, messing around with little fairs a little bit.
Couldn't take the smell in there. I don't know why he ran out, because I didn't get the message. I would have just seen him just bolt.
Yeah, something along that. Doesn't do good a high elven lord to be dwelling in such places.
As you see in this, the person who took the gold in the trade decided heading down the street to the left.
Okay. I'll nudge. I'll walk past Flint and go. Got our target. This is Nargrax, will you? And I'll start walking down the street after him and bring Finion with me.
How does he know I can message people?
I thought you'd told us you had a thing, would you? I'll go back in and get him. I don't know. Interpret that however you want.
Does Finion still have the message rock for Nargrax?
I'll just say yes, and he immediately uses it. We're following. He sends that message to Nargrax.
Finion, be a good lad.
I apologise, I was just away for a moment. Could you repeat that?
Finion uses a messaging rock to you with the message. We're following them.
Okay.
It's person.
Okay, so I suppose Nargrax will... I guess it'll be in his backpack or pocket at this point.
It'll still be on your person, so you'll still receive the message.
Vibrates in your pocket. Hold on, I got a text.
Okay, so Nargrax received the message.
Mhm.
Okay, so we back at my perspective, sorry?
No, we're still with Symeon.
Okay, I apologise.
What's going on?
I'm gonna Finion, fast and stealthy, see if you can get ahead of this guy. At another alley.
He nods, and then he goes down an alley to the side and disappears.
Is there any people around here at all, or is it just? an
Yeah,
alley
there
with
are
one guy?
various other bars, so there are people coming and going in both directions.
Is he stopping anywhere, or is he just walking?
He's simply walking.
I want to follow him, but every time he goes to maybe look back, I'll sort of turn in, sort of fake joining a conversation with someone or my
Yeah.
head about stuff like that.
And I'm
Roll
still-
a stealth check.
And I'm still miffed as to why we're following this guy.
What the fuck is super advantage? Getting asked how I want to roll this stuff.
Advantage on
You
advantage.
don't get.
I was just about to say, that's the second
No,
person to mention
don't.
super advantage recently.
Because
Okay.
I get advantage because of my cloak, but disadvantage because of the armor. So it's like,
It just even that.
ask me how I want to roll it. Right? What the fuck is super advantage? There you go.
So, you got a 9. You try and blend in with the crowds, but you move too slowly. And he spots you. He spots you looking at him, your eyes lock for that 1 second. Your heart beats in your chest. And he turns and bolts. Running down the nearest alley.
Oh God, making me run. I'll walk away from whoever I was standing near, and once I'm near the alley, I'll pick up the pace. So we went.
You see him turning the corner down the alley, and you suddenly then hear a crash.
You know what? I might call out like, "Sir, wait! You dropped something."
And then do you run to catch up?
Yeah, I'll run after him. I'll be holding one of the coin bags out.
You just imagine you just run at him with a sword. Just, hey, you dropped this! Go back.
Punches
As
him
you
in the
run-
face.
You turn around the corner into one of the main alleys, and you see Finion he's got this guy locked to the floor. He's struggling against him. But he's just about got him locked down. He's got his legs wrapped around his waist. He's got his arms held back behind him. Help!
Sir, I have to ask you to calm down, and I'll put my hand over his mouth and go, poof, knock him out.
So you might should just do it. I'm not gonna make you roll.
So, why did we just knock out this guy? So still scratching my head.
He was the one who supplied the guy with a package. We're watching him.
Right.
I assume Nargrax would have filled you in when I asked you to go back and get him.
Go back over to Nargrax's perspective.
Okay.
Okay, he is down the first one, and he's working his way through a third. Whilst you've been nursing the first one. He is looking quite inebriated.
Does he seem to be getting, like, more... Is he opening up, or is he a quiet drunk, just to give me an idea of what his body language is looking like here?
He's opening up.
Okay, so does he say anything to me?
You know, when you're... Have you ever had a boss that doesn't pay what you're owed?
Well, as I said, in the factory I used to work in, that was exactly my situation as well.
This guy, he's such a prick. He says plough the fields. You plough the fields. He says you didn't plough the fields well enough, so he cuts your pay.
And then he goes home about 2 hours before he should do, and you're expected to fill in for him. Am I right?
Yeah. you get me. But I've got a plan, though.
I'm listening.
Come. He kind of puts his arm around your shoulder and leans you in really close, so your cheeks are touching one another, just awkwardly close.
You know,
his breath stinks.
I felt we had a connection, but kind of grimacing a little bit right away. You have my attention.
Oh, he's not gonna like what I'm gonna do. You see one of these? He kind of reaches into his cloak and he just pulls out a little sapphire wand, just slightly, and then pushes it back into his coat. It's got a worm in it. He's gonna destroy his fields. He's gonna have nothing.
You know, I could do something like that myself, actually. I mean, obviously, I've seen better days now, but I would quite like to have my own back as well. How can I get one of these?
Well, you see that if you know someone, they can get them for you.
Nargrax will put his arm around this guy, sort of, who's already got cheek to cheek, and just goes, I believe I do know someone.
You do?
So,
I'm someone.
Like Nargrax will just sort of like just shake the guy down. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, my friend. I knew I met a good friend this day.
Yes, I can get you one. What do you want? They have lots of things.
I'm interested in all of the things.
All of them. You have that much gold?
He just taps the top hat once again and just goes, sometimes in life, you have to think big. Tapping the top hat for emphasis.
I see. Right. Okay. I can get a meeting for you. What was his name? His name was... It was Derek, that was it. Derek. No. Dennis. Get you a meeting from Dennis. He'll get you one. With that, he'll let go and suddenly stand up, and he kind of sways to the side suddenly, knocking over his chair. Yes. I will, 2 hour. 2 hour. Kind of stumbles to the slide and knocks over another person.
Actually, I'm going to, if he starts saying something about, I actually move to steady him. Oh, sorry, Nargrax moves to steady him. Just, to show that he's kind of thinking about his well-being.
He kind of notices and goes, thanks. Oh, you're so great. He kind of puts his arm around you, just leans on you. Let's that way. He
Okay.
points to the door.
Very good.
Well, I mean, I'm here for your support, but you know where you're going, so I suppose just point or shuffle, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's
Is
your
that
meeting.
he's kind of shuffling you along and leaning on you heavily? When he gets to the door, he kind of turns around and goes, "Bye, fuck off."
Ah, such a beautiful relationship.
And you're out the door. And you were stumbling down in the direction that Symeon and Flint both took. I'll jump back over to Symeon, Flint, and Finion. I think you all moved together, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
Right. So,
Is-
what are you guys
is this-
doing now?
Is this guy knocked out?
He's knocked out, yes.
Good work, Finion. Didn't play my part correctly, but done.
Yeah. You knocked him out.
But you caught him. You did the work, lad. Go and push the alley. I don't want anyone to come down.
He nods and he runs down the alley from the way you came and stands at the end.
I want to search this guy, see if he's got anything on him of interest.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Good at that. I had a plus nothing.
Okay, you got solid. Okay. First thing you find is a large bag of gold containing 500 gold pieces. You find a smaller bag of gold which has 3d8 gold in it. Seems to be his personal one. There's a couple of daggers, and he has a few maps of the area. As you unfurl the maps, as you're generally looking through them, you see a campsite noted on one of them near the town. That's a bit to the northeast.
Okay.
Is it where the ambush was supposed to be happening?
It's not on any road.
Okay.
Okay. I will. Is Flint with me? I kind of like said go and get Nargrax, but I don't know if you retconned and he's with me now.
He kind of followed you. He was kind of implying that he followed you.
Okay.
Stayed kind of with. I think.
Yes.
Kind of what I got from Flint.
Yes.
Turn to you and got any magic that can affect the mind? Specifically asking for like any sort of charming spell.
No, I can't say that's my expertise.
No, you're much better with the fire, huh? All right. How do you want to play this? Sort of looking down at him. I'll hand the map off. Could have a lead here. We saw him handing a package off.
Package of what though? Could just be a harmless transaction for all we know.
Could have been. That kind of seedy place. It's not one for legal transactions. Let's see if Nargrax catches up to us. Might have better information.
As you say that, you hear a voice kind of echoing over the din from the town. It's a very bad singing voice. Oh, she once loved me. She left me ashore. Nargrax, you are slowly shuffling down the street with him screaming into your ear, attempting to sing.
Is he say? I suppose does Nargrax commit to the pet?
I just
You?
It's one of those moments where I'm thinking, nah, he's going. Nargrax is going to just stay quiet, and he'll just probably say, you have an absolutely lovely singing voice.
I know, right?
Saying quite loudly as to kind of actually get his attention, because I'm guessing this is quite loud.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
I should be a bard. Oh, if only I could use my hands properly. He tries to wiggle his fingers, but he can't really wiggle them that well.
I'd probably say, Doom, at a moment where he isn't immediately speaking to me, I think, let me just see what this is actually going to require. Sort of like Nargrax is just going to say, I might just have to concentrate on something for just one moment. Just need to think about something. With that,
She loved me.
Nargrax is going to cast Sending. I'm guessing this guy is way too inebriated to really care what I'm doing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so Sending is basically going to allow me to send a telepathic message. I think I'm going to send it to Symeon because he's the guy I sent away, and I'm going to... Which direction did I go in after the bar?
You went the same direction that they actually went, so it's the left.
So am I heading towards them?
Yes.
Okay, I suppose I wouldn't know exactly which way they went, so I'll just go... So, Symeon, no longer at the bar. Heading towards the left. I'm not sure which way you went, Nargrax.
Do you mean you received this message?
Am I able to reply back with that spell?
I don't think you can.
Is it actually a message?
It's sending specifically.
Ah.
Because I believe that the message rocks are only one way, aren't they?
Message rocks are, yes.
Yeah, and I think we've got quite short. So short message to up to 25 words to creature you're familiar. Oh wait, and can answer in a like manner immediately. Yeah, it recognizes the voice if they know me. So, yeah, so you can reply to me. I'm guessing again as long as it's under 25 words. But I don't think we can continue talking. I think it's just I send a message, you reply.
Okay, I'll just direct you where I am. I don't know where I am in relation to you.
Okay,
I'll say you are able to send precise directions to Nargrax.
Would Nargrax know if he needs to deviate his course? I need to head towards.
You know that you're heading in the right direction. In a couple of hours' time, you turn left.
Right. Okay. So if I'm going to be heading towards them anyway, I won't sort of say or do anything. I'll just let this guy continue to guide me.
Okay. As you guys keep going, you come up towards the alley, and he seems like he's not going to turn down the alley.
He's not going to turn down the alley. Okay,
you
so...
know, you're a really good guy. He kind of pats you on the chest. You're a good guy, you know.
You know, I actually have a couple of friends of mine who live around here that could probably help us out.
What? You got friends?
Yeah. Just down that left alley there. We just missed a turning.
Oh. He kind of gets up from you and starts to stumble forward. I like friends.
Okay, so with that, I basically use that to course correct him towards the party.
Yep.
Okay, so
he stumbles down the alley, and you pass Finion on the way, who just kind of gives you a raised eyebrow as you pass.
So as Nargrax passes Finion, he's just going to say, "Ah, my young friend, Mr Pythagoras is back." Kind of like moving his eyebrows rapidly to kind of signal to Finion to play along.
Yes! Pythagoras! Hi!
Why don't you let the others know that I'm coming?
Yes!
I brought a friend. He's going to be quite useful
Friends!
He's going to be useful. Yes, the Pythagoreans. Exactly.
Yes! Them! They are here! He's very, very stiff as he's moving.
This guy probably doesn't care though, let's be honest.
He does not even notice.
So, if I can get near to Finion, I will just whisper in his ear. Finion, I'm using an alias. I'm Mr Pythagoras at the moment. Run ahead, let Flint and Symeon know that I'm acting. Quotes. And just tell them to play along with what I'm saying.
Okay. Daddy kind of jumps on ahead. And the fellow goes, "Whoa, he goes fast."
In our line
Finion
of
rounds the corner and looks towards Symeon and Flint. Play along. It's a little bit weird. I don't get it.
What's Nargrax done now?
And with that, the drunk fellow stumbles around the corner.
Oh,
He looks at Symeon.
I see.
He looks at Flint. Then looks at the guy on the ground. Dennis! You can't sleep here.
Jeez, do you is this the guy?
This is
Kind
Dennis.
of looking slightly annoyed at Symeon and Flint as he says this.
I look around like, what?
I'm just like standing back saying it wasn't me.
Sort of like, I'll pat this guy on the chest. Cause my new friend here was going to take us to his contact so we can get our hand on some merchandise that can help us rise up against the is it disenfranchised or malnourished? I don't know. Against bad people, bosses. Yes, bosses.
Rude bosses.
But I can see that you've already met.
You could say that.
He's gone down onto his knees. He's kind of holding up Dennis's arm and dropping it. Holding it, lifting it up, dropping it. Dennis, you can't sleep here.
I'll stash the maps away.
Mhm.
Hand off the big sack of gold to Flint. There you go. Have that. Sort of bend down and slap this guy awake. My friend.
What? Why is he sleeping?
We probably should. How about we go into another bar so we're just not out in the open? Does that sound good to everyone else? Kind of looking around nervously as Nargrax says this.
He stands up. He goes, he looks at you. You know what? That's a good idea. He kind of slips suddenly on Dennis's arm. He falls back and smacks his head on the ground. He doesn't move.
Did he knock himself out?
Yes.
So how did you get on in there?
Up until that moment, quite well.
I still have no idea what's going on here.
What did you learn?
Well, basically, he has one of the
Flint
sapphire
here
ones.
seems to think that we have made a mistake.
No mistake. This man I'm with was the recipient of. I assume this guy actually has the wand on him still, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Nargrax will kind of like, he won't touch the wand because he doesn't know how it's activated, but he'll kind of like, if it's in a package, just kind of pull enough of the package back to reveal the existence of the wand.
Can I study the wand?
Oh, we were correct. Flint, would you look at that?
Yes.
Sure, you can roll Arcana.
In fact, I'll let Flint do that first.
24.
Right. There's a triggering rune on the side of it. You have to run your finger over vertically, then horizontally, and that triggers the rune the sapphire to basically shatter and let go of whatever's inside of it.
Oh, there's a triggering rune here. Can I tell what's inside it?
Yeah, you know, with that, yeah. There's some kind of large worm creature.
Yes.
Seems to be along the lines of what you fought previously.
It's like, yes, this is the triggering room right here, I say, pointing to Nargrax. And here, it's like where the worm is being held.
Okay, so at least we won't set this off accidentally. Apparently it contains a worm. This
Yes,
fellow...
I just said that.
Oh, sorry. I felt about 100 of my brain cells die whilst I was with this individual. So if I seem a little bit slow, I apologize. However, I do
No,
read
you've been drinking. I'd say sniffing.
a little bit, yes, but if you'd had to put up with what I just had to put up with, you'd probably understand. Anyway, my previous point still stands. We probably shouldn't just stay out here with these two unconscious people.
This mission we were on, did we have to break up this smuggling ring, or is just informing the guards about it enough?
It was to deal with it.
So we can't just bring these two to the guards and go, "Hey, we found him."
No.
I mean, we could, but I don't think that'd help.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any rope? I said, like, stroking my beard.
I should do. I don't think I've used it.
In that case, you'll probably have your 50 feet.
I have 9 feet of rope. Sorry, 9 meters of rope. Is that's enough?
Should be enough to tie these guys up, I imagine.
What's a meter?
9 meter. I don't know why it's an odd length. I think it was just so old for it.
Alright, so you tie them up any particular way? Just hog tie them.
I'll not hog tie them, but I'll buy the hands and legs.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you do that, and they're now just sat in the middle of a lying down in the middle of a muddy alley, tied up.
Okay, what's our surroundings looking like at the moment?
It's a pretty dilapidated alley. Large wooden fences on either side, rubbish crates, makeshift bins full of random rotten food.
Do we hear any activity at the moment?
Only some small activity from in the houses and mostly from on the streets. You can hear people talking.
Like, for example, when I do you know that crowd that we saw towards the beginning? How far away was that from our destination?
I'm going to say 200 meters.
200 meters, so would it be reasonable to say that I would be able to still hear that commotion if it was still going on?
Yeah, you could be able to hear it faintly as background noise.
And is it still going on as far as I can tell?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to probably be a distraction. Okay, so Nargrax in that case is going to say, let's just take them into a side alley just so we're not out in the open here.
You're right, pretty much just how they are.
Are we actually in the alley at the moment?
It's 2 ways though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so in that case, Nargrax will say, we probably just want to go to an alley with a dead end just to ensure that nothing can come behind us.
Yes, that would be wise.
So I'd say Nargrax will pick up one of the bodies.
Are there any buildings around us that look abandoned?
Roll perception.
They all look the same to me.
Yeah, they all look the same. You can't tell.
That'll be an 8.
Okay, as you're moving these bodies, I'm going to make you guys make one stealth check. And we're going to take what's about the average between your rolls.
Right, and unfortunately I do this with disadvantage.
Okay, so
6.
6.
I mean, honestly, my advantage roll isn't much better.
Yeah, 20.
Okay, that's pretty good. And that's terrible.
Guys, come on, stop tracking the average down.
You know what? Given it was a nat 20, I'm going to let this pass.
That's not very nice of you, frankly.
You have one moment where you think someone's about to come down one of the alleys. You hear footsteps. It just turns out to be a cat. It passes you.
It's fucking loud cat if I can hear its footsteps.
It was a big cat.
Like tiger? Like...
Yeah.
So...
It was tiger size, yes.
Okay, so what do we end up doing?
You managed to find a dead-end alley.
Okay, so
There are broken bits of wood strewn about it. It seems to be a bit of a dumping spot. A bit overgrown. Obviously, it's not many people come to this particular alley end.
Okay, I'm just...
How dark is it?
Quite dark.
Right, so... I think, in that case, what Nargrax is going to say here is... It might be a good idea to separate these two. I have an idea. Just waiting for the others to respond before he continues.
Just looking at you, waiting for you to tell us what the idea is.
So, Nargrax will say, it would seem that this hat doesn't have the same limitations as your hat, Flint. I'm thinking that I take on the appearance of this guy here and try to talk to this Dennis. Impersonating him, I mean. So I can try and get the information out of him. Maybe sort of acted as saviour, just to avoid suspicion. And then I suppose you tried to... Well, I suppose we don't really need the other one anymore. We already learned all we can from him. He just wanted to buy the wand in order to incriminate, well, to ruin his boss's livelihood. I believe you already have the money for the transaction from the other, so this one is the one who's important to us. We probably don't... I probably wouldn't recommend that we kill him, though. It seems that we've already got one. They're investigating our last body. We don't need to leave another one. Maybe just take him somewhere.
I thought that hiding place was perfectly fine.
Maybe just leave him somewhere nearby.
Let him sleep it off. Won't be awake for a while, I'm sure.
So-
I've seen plenty of his kind.
So with that, Nargrax will sort of take the top hat off to end the spell. Look towards... what was that guy's name, actually?
What name I gave, to be honest.
I can't remember. That guy. Sort
That
of...
guy.
I'm going to turn into that guy and put the top hat back on, because it doesn't specify that there's a limit on how many times I can do this with the actual hat disguise.
Sadly, there is not.
No, unfortunately for you. So now I am that guy with a top hat.
Noted.
Yeah.
So, I'll untie the knocked out guy, and then I'm going to go... Is there anything around in this alley? Any large crates, barrels, anything like that?
There's lots of broken bits of wood. I'm going to say there's not really anything that's intact.
Is there anything I can... It's a dark alley. Can I just sort of sit next to something, cloak up, just in the darkness, just done enough?
Roll stealth to see how well you hide yourself.
Oh,
That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that
fuck
one.
off with this stealth rolls, man.
Yeah, 12, okay. You blend in partially with the wall. If someone, if he got agitated, he might pick you out, but if he's got no reason to be agitated, then he's not going to see you.
These guys watch what I'm doing. I'll just poke my head back out the shadow. I knocked him out. He'll be suspicious if I'm there.
I'll take off my hat and hand it towards him.
Can't see him. He's invisible.
Or where I think he is. Then, Symeon? And they say I'm the wizard.
Poke my head back out. Flint, I'm here.
Want to try this instead?
Takes time to attune.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course.
And also your thing now ended.
It did. I'll put it away in my bag.
Okay. So,
Let Nargrax deal with this alone. He'll be suspicious if others are there.
Okay, so
Yes,
now
hide.
Grax is buying himself with
I'll
this guy
hide
now.
as well then.
Okay. So what are you going
Thanks,
to
What's-
say, Doom?
Flint, what are you doing?
Can I use the hat to disguise myself as a crate? Or does it have to be humanoid?
Has to be
Are we
humanoid.
prop hunt now?
Well,
If you got minor illusion,
can disguise self. I'll just see exactly what disguise self.
it's specifically changing you into
Yeah,
another humanoid
so it's,
appearance. So,
Yeah.
if you got minor illusion, you'd be sorted.
No,
I don't.
that is unfortunate. for
Yeah,
us.
I'll try and hide in some shadows as well then.
Okay, then.
We do not have
Roll
hiding shadows
stealth.
either.
And 18.
Okay,
It's actually
you pick up a piece of wood and you put it in front of your face, but you actually blend in really well when you do this.
I'm getting images of Konohamaru with his cape. For some reason. It's like,
okay. So, right.
Nargrax, you're alone. You don't know where they are.
You just hear the sound of a head smacking against brick. Symeon's just
Did I see the guys?
saw
leave?
him do that. Fuck's sake.
Did I see the other three leave? Doom?
Yeah, basically, you said hide.
Okay.
I'd say Finion just went away.
Fair enough, Finion just wandered off. That's reasonable. I can understand really why. So,
He's had enough of our shit.
so Nargrax takes a minute to compose himself, and he tries to recall this guy's nervous body language from earlier, before he got drunk.
Kind of a little bit hunched over when he's speaking. He's kind of playing with his hands quite a bit.
Yeah, so he's trying to imitate that as much as possible. Did he actually hear any of the conversation, Nargrax?
Only a couple of bits and pieces towards the end.
Can you remember any phrases?
Not that guy said, really. At that point, you were listening to the other guy speak.
It was more to the other guy. Okay. So, in that case, Nargrax will just have to improvise. Right, so Nargrax will take a couple of deep breaths, and then he will sort of try to shake this guy awake.
Okie dokie. You shake him, and at first it doesn't seem to do anything, but then he suddenly jolts to, and he kind of just flails his arms around. But what did... He kind of backs up a little bit against the wall. What?
Sorry. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the wand, but
Shush! Fuck
sorry,
my head.
I'm sorry. I followed you out, but I heard some commotion, and then I ran over here, and you seem to be tied up, and oh god, this is all too much.
He kind of looks around, so pats himself down. God damn it, I got fucking mugged. The boss is not gonna like this. Shit.
I have.
Fuck.
Hey, listen, I might be able to help you out here. I met a friend. He's very interested in purchasing some of the merchandise. Maybe you could set up a meeting with him and recoup your losses.
He looks at you for a second. Make a performance.
Okay.
This is payback bug.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
I mean, to be fair, I thought that was okay.
And I was going to roll anyway.
Sort of nat one, I just drop an octave at the end.
Now one, you drop the hat.
Yeah, fair. It's like, oh, I can explain. Anyway, no, that doesn't happen, so what does this guy do in response?
What's he after?
Well, he just wants what you gave me. He used to work for a factory. He wants revenge. It's very similar to me, actually. He seemed like he had quite a lot of money. Seemed to want to dream big.
He reaches into his back pockets and then kind of looks back and clicks his teeth. God damn it. Right. I think I remember the way back to the camp. Okay then. Right. I tell you what. Tell your friend that tomorrow night I'll be visiting and I'll have the same thing. It's going to be more though. It's going to be 750.
Seemed like you'd be good for it, though.
I'll be back there then. Providing the boss doesn't fucking kill me. He kind of gets up to his feet, stumbles a little bit. He's keeping his hand on his face where he was hit. He's kind of rubbing the marks from the gauntlets. Alright, listen, okay. I'll be back tomorrow, 7:50, He just kind of waves his hand and starts to walk away.
Same place?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
That is trying to pass away out of sight.
Okay. Nargrax will wait until he can no longer hear his footsteps before moving away.
Okay.
I suppose Nargrax, not knowing exactly where the other guys were, would start moving towards the direction of where he last heard them. And just kind of look around initially to see whether he can see them anywhere.
Still hiding.
So
You see a piece of wood. It's standing up, but you assume it's probably just stood in the ground or something.
Huh. Sort of like, so Nargrax will just sort of like step near the walls and he'll just say, Flint, Symeon, Finion, are you around? Yeah.
So, Nargrax, your business is concluded. I'd just come out hiding.
I mean, I thought I found a quite good performance. That was impressed. Wait, you did all that with just a piece of wood?
Nargrax stood near me.
Yes, he's actually right beside you.
I'll reach out into the darkness and grab it.
Oh God! Oh. Why
Be
is
on your
everyone?
on your guard.
Yes, I suppose. I should probably take my own advice. Why? Were you just watching me?
Pretty much.
Yes. We were hiding. We thought you could handle it yourself. You did very well.
Nargrax takes a moment to recompose himself and just goes, well, I mean, if you had time for this tomfoolery, you surely overheard what I learned.
Yes, I did.
7:50, same place, tomorrow night. Guy will be meeting us again. Now, because I met him as that guy, he doesn't actually know what the contact looks like, so any of us will be able to stand in.
He didn't seem too worried about being knocked out, but he might recognise me.
I think it's needless
I
to
have
say.
a hat.
I mean, we both have the means to change our appearance, so. And, well, if push comes to shove,
Can I? And I'll put my hood up.
that isn't exactly the same thing, but very impressive. But anyway, at least we have a lead. He mentioned some sort of camp as well during his conversation. I don't suppose he said anything to you before you knocked him out.
Not much. Something about help.
Was it on the maps you found there, Symeon?
Maps?
Yeah, the guy had these.
Let me see that actually. Nargrax has a look at the maps.
Yeah, the map shows a little kind of campsite that's to the north, I think the northeast of the town.
It might be worth checking this place out. We have a lead now at 7:50 tomorrow night. But we could. That gives us. In fact, what time is it, dude?
You would probably guess around 10 o'clock at night.
About 10 o'clock at night, so Nargrax will say. We have almost 24 hours until we need to attend this next meeting, so if we don't find out anything before then, we could probably at least. I don't know.
Did we get a time on the meet?
7:50.
Is that not the amount of gold it cost?
Yes.
What was the amount of gold? He just said it would be more, didn't he?
Said it'd be 750.
It'll be 750 gold. Oh, I thought you said the time was 750.
Nope. Don't think I actually said the time.
Pretty sure.
Similar time then.
Yeah. Pretty sure I said similar or same time.
Similar, same time. Okay, I thought you said 750. I think I misunderstood you there. Okay, no.
I mean, it did say 750, but it was in relation to gold, not time.
I'll shout out to Nargrax losing a lot of those brain cells. Okay, so in that case, so we have roughly 24 hours. I'd probably say we just go to the bar early, just in case he's a little bit earlier.
Yes, I
Time
don't
to
think
drink.
we have to
And,
go back to the bar. Do I have to?
Tomorrow? Yes, why? In fact,
You usually have a
why-
problem drinking, Flint?
Why did you leave the bar, actually?
I will explain what happened with the shadows.
With
What?
Shadows, what are you talking about? Is there anything...
I'm explaining what happened.
Okay, he explains about how basically everything around him seems to start to twist and grow, with the shadows growing deeper, everything becoming more menacing whilst he was in the bar. And he fled before he even realised it.
And this is the first time this has happened, or have you experienced this before?
Can I tell it's part of what the demon gave me?
You're not sure.
Were you trying to do anything at the time?
I was trying to persuade the guy to delve his secrets to me. Trying to gain his trust.
Are you trying to use magic?
No. I can use magic fine, as you surely got my message.
Yes, that is very true. I mean, there's so much about your condition that we're unaware of. Anyway, we should probably get out of this alley. Actually, Doom, at this moment, does Nargrax and the party still hear the commotion from the alley earlier on in the night where they found that body?
No.
Okay, Nargrax will comment on the fact that they can no longer hear it and just say, it doesn't seem that there's any commotion from where we passed earlier. It might be wise to go back to the guild via a slightly different route, just in case they're still looking for perpetrators or questioning people around there.
I mean, they can't prove it was us, right?
No,
We
but
didn't leave anything behind.
it's not we did leave in haste, and well, frankly, if we don't have to answer any questions, it will be, well, better for all involved.
Yes, I'm very poor at answering questions.
Anyway, shall we be going?
Sure.
Did we take that wand off that guy?
I assume so. When
Yeah, because
Flint
Flint
looking over it.
inspected it, so I would have said.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Okay. I think beyond going out of the alley and suggesting that we go back to the guild via a different, Nargrax will also chime in and say we may want to consider going to that camp either now while it's still dark, just so we've got the cover of night, or go quite early next morning. I imagine, though they didn't specify how long we've got for this, I assume that we're on the clock to get this done.
It's a smart move. I think you played your part well, but he could have been spooked. Don't want him alerting the camp and then moving on.
Yes.
Well, let's go now.
Yes.